Chronicles 24 through 8. And so this is talking about David as when he's king. We see how in the earlier part of the chapter he stays behind, I believe. Yes, he remained in Jerusalem. So this is while he's staying behind what his military is doing. After this war with the Philistines was resumed, this is after the winter season or rain season. There's a season where they didn't wage war due to the weather. So this was after that passed. At Gezer, this was when Shimei of Husha killed Sippa of the descendants of the Rephaim. The Philistines were subdued. Now the Rephaim were the group of giants that Goliath was descended from, which we'll see later here. It was a race of giants, and there's reasons for that, why it was probably their race, which I'll explain here as we go. War with the Philistines broke out again, and Elon, son of Jair, killed Lampai, the son of the brother of Goliath of Gath, the shaft of whose spear was like a weaver's beam. So, being the brother of Goliath, we see in Scripture how big Goliath is. I tried to look up how big a weaver's beam was. I don't think I found exactly what a weaver's beam was because people don't use that anymore. So, either way, he was a very large man. We can assume probably twice the size of a normal man based on the size of Goliath. We remember how it took a couple men to carry his shield. So he would have been very big, and he ended up killing him. During this war started during the reign of Saul against the Philistines and just kept going. They would lose. They ended up losing due to Saul's rejection of the Lord, and the Philistines started winning. They ended up capturing the ark. So there's a big history between Israel and the Philistines. And now, as David starts following the Lord, the Lord's leading them through victories over the Philistines, as we see. It's when Saul turned away that the Philistines started getting the upper hand. There was another battle at Gath where there was a man of huge stature with 6 fingers on each hand and 6 toes on each foot, 24 in all. He was a descendant of the Rapha. So we kind of see here why a clue of maybe what was going on. A missed number of fingers is usually a sign of genetic from intermarriage from each other. So what they may have been doing to get these giants is putting very tall people with to keep them tall. They may have been doing this. There's mention of giants in Genesis, which something may have been done, considering they were known as mighty ones to men. So this has been something maybe they were doing. They put the strongest men and had them breed with the strongest women to get strong in doing this for their military purposes. We see how even how the military tries to get the biggest advantage. Now, usually they get the strongest men, and so they may have been trying to produce these giants for their war efforts. The fact is, it don't matter how big these men were, God was bigger, and God was on the side of Israel now. So it didn't matter how many giants came after them, the Lord was going to take them down. And He can defeat the giants in our lives if we just trust Him. We can't run from Him like Saul did or do our own thing and take pride in ourselves, because then these giants are going to overcome us because they are bigger than us, but they're not bigger than the God we serve. Jonathan, son of David's brother, Shimei, killed him when he defiled Israel. So it don't go into great context of what he did to defy Israel. He could have just took a stand against him. He could have mocked the God as Goliath did. But either way, first off, they were in war, which would have gave him reason to kill him anyway. But the fact that he defied Israel even more justifies his reason, because it wasn't just an act of war, it was an act of defending faith, defending the honor of his nation, defending the honor of God, because Israel is God's people. So to mock Israel or defy Israel is to take a stand against the Lord, especially now that Israel's fallen after the Lord. These men were descended from Rapha of Gath, and they fell at the hands of David and his guards. So we see how David was in Jerusalem. So by the orders of David. David's not actually doing anything. He's away at home. So he's just ordering this from afar because he stayed behind. We see in the earlier part of the chapter, which we see how later that causes his trouble. But when these giants come against us, the giants in life, all we got to do is keep a trust in Him and don't let them knock us down, because we will be attacked as Christians by this world. We got to understand that we're not necessarily being attacked because of who we are, but whose we are.